with our good friend Brett from Brothers Coffee from Holland, Michigan. Okay. What's going on over there, Brent?
Oh, we got lots going on here.
Okay.
How are you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's overclouded today,
Yeah.
and I think it's gonna be raining perhaps this weekend. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very overcast. It's nice. It's pretty rare sight in Tucson.
Nice. Yeah, we
Is it
got we got definitely have snow here now and
okay?
not the nicest weather.
By the way, if you're a first timer, first time to our YouTube channel. I mean, Brent's been around. God, how many years been like? Quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I think it's
2021,
been
2020.
yep,
Yeah.
it's been about 5.5 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's like fixture to our channel, okay? Bryn's been sending me coffees all the time because I go through so many coffees for videos, and Bryn's been nice enough to send me provide with our channel coffee. Anyway, today's topic is a comfort. Okay, which coffee bring you comfort? For me, is like your dark roast coffee, especially your liquid amber is fantastic, and
Yep.
also espresso blend as well.
Yep.
And I mean, by the way, what is your origin story? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Just like how I got into coffee, or what are you
Yeah, I
thinking?
mean, how you come up to your name and how do you
Sure.
start it?
Yeah. So the origin story would be just kind of buying coffee from the
Hmm.
grocery store, kind of like
Okay,
everyone else. Um, and then basically discovering that coffee is supposed to have some sweetness, and basically bought a roaster. Kind of found out that
okay,
that I could roast better coffee than I was buying on the store, and then started
okay.
to share that. I wanted to share that with everyone. So kind of a
Hmm.
typical roaster, beginner roaster story.
Okay,
Yeah, the Good Brothers is based off my two sons. So Goodale is my last name, so it's
okay.
the Good Brothers. So you see the two brothers up
Ah,
there. Yep. So it's short for Goodale is my last name. So um, but
and
yeah,
then
it's
you
kind of
have, yeah,
based off my two sons.
based on two sons.
That's
Good,
right.
there we go. That's perfect. Okay, okay. So, what is your favorite coffee
Yeah.
from your shop?
Sure. And it changes a lot, kind of depending on the
Hmm.
weather.
Okay.
Um, I've been drinking our new
Hmm.
um geisha that just came out about an hour
Okay.
ago. So that's been, recently I've been liking that. But I typically
Okay.
like anything with a good amount of sweetness. Pretty
Okay.
much all our coffees our goal is to have a lot of sweetness in them,
Okay.
whatever what they are. And right now, our Ecuador probably is my
Mhm.
number one. We do have about 12 coffees in transit right now coming,
Okay.
and I'm really excited about some of the cleaner cold ferments that are going to be come here in the next weeks to months coming up. How about you?
Okay.
What do you? Yeah, go ahead.
By the way, a lot of people, a lot of professionals say, I want sweetness. Okay. So, what do you mean by that to regular people? I mean, what's the best way to describe to people like us
Um,
being
well,
sweet?
sure. I would just say it has a uh distinctive clarity of some type of note that pops out
Okay.
that's not bitter. So
Hmm.
maybe it's not over roasted, it's not under roasted.
Yeah.
Just to be able to decipher individual tasting notes that allows, usually on the sweeter side. So
Okay.
I would typically say it's typically not a crazy dark roast.
Hmm.
Um, and it's typically more of a the bean characteristics that kind of come out through the roasting is what we're looking for.
Okay. Just people have to understand sweet means it's not sugar sweet.
That's right.
Okay. And because some people hear that as, okay, it's going to be like sweet, right? Kind of like grape juice or orange juice or some kind of sweetness. It's not. Okay. I mean, like Brain says, more like characteristic of kind of like bright or what's the better words? Kind of like remind you of like,
Exactly.
yeah, kind of like remind you of,
Yep.
right? I
A-
mean,
And that's that's
go
kind
ahead.
of the difference between kind of a lot of the co-ferments. A lot of the co-ferments you do
Hmm.
get that what you would almost expect sweetness, especially of the beginning people beginning their journey in the coffee world. Those co-ferments kind of have that be easily to extract and
Hmm.
do have that juiciness.
Yep.
them. And then other coffees, washed coffees without kind of a cold ferment or more cleaner coffees do have a different type of a sweetness,
Mhm.
than like a cold ferment. But
So by the way, so how you gonna be impact your business by the increase in
yeah,
bean price?
sure. It affects mainly our, I guess, lower tier, I should say. Kind
Okay.
of our, we used to get coffee for $3 to $4 a pound, and then
Okay.
about the past, that was about 2 years ago. Now it's
Mhm.
probably 5 to 6.
Okay.
So basically, everything we do is kind of on a formula.
Okay.
So it all it is we need to make X amount per bag on our kind of lower end, kind of house kind of coffee, and
Yep.
then basically we try to buy 3 to 7 months ahead. So a lot of the pricing really hasn't affected us yet until pretty much now on our next orders coming up. So definitely we have seen some increasing on our kind of our house coffees, but the
Yep.
higher end stuff like the anything that's really like 10 or over, it just doesn't, it's not as important, I think, to us because it just doesn't affect us as much because we are paying about 5 times the C price anyway, typically on the higher end stuff. So it's more the lower end stuff that we would use maybe in blends. It does definitely starting to affect the cost.
Okay. I just brew your liquid amber.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this crema. I mean, this thing is incredible. It's like dark chocolate syrup there, right?
that's right.
So
How
is
old
that
is
blend?
that? Yeah, how old is that
Uh,
liquid amber? Just curious.
January in January
Okay.
3rd.
Yep.
Okay, it's been well rested. I mean, look at this. Is that blend? Some kind of
Yeah.
special blend there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the liquid amber is a blend, some
Uh-huh.
Central American coffee. It's got around 15% Robusta and some
Hmm.
Monsoon Malabar. The Robusta and
Okay.
Monsoon Malabar is typically what creates the most crema in coffee.
Yeah. I mean, look
Yep.
at this. I mean, so is that liquid amber has the most crema for your coffee lineup?
Yeah, as far as the blend goes, I would say so. If you did
Okay.
want, I just got an email this morning that people were
Hmm.
asking about if I have coffee that has more crema in there, and then I would say the Monsoon Malabar straight up would probably
Okay.
produce more than that, and then the
Okay.
ultimate would be our Robusta, which we sell
Okay.
single origin as well.
But I mean, this thing is giving you that. I mean, it's perfect. Here, cheers,
Yeah,
buddy.
it visually it looks amazing.
Like it's like I think I brewed with it yesterday. It's more like 85 to 90% dark chocolate,
Yeah.
the cocoa.
Yep.
I mean this.
Yep.
I mean this is a.
It's
I
it's
mean there.
definitely yeah, a little bit darker roast. We drop that
Mm-hmm,
right before second crack, so we try
mm-hmm.
to avoid oils on there. That's kind of our limit to our dark roast. So yeah, our goal is to try to bring out some sweetness even in our dark roast as well.
I mean so
Especially a good
this
contrast with milk.
exactly. So this one is definitely the dark. Chocolate. Bring out the dark chocolate. Okay, has a bitter sweetness as well.
Yep.
People likes.
Yep.
So I mean, so if people are new to your roaster, okay, what do you recommend to start? Okay, so let's say give us like 2 bags. I
Sure.
know I
Yeah.
by the way, you offer all your my viewers at 15% discounts.
That's right. Yep.
And
Hoon
the
15 should get you 15. You can use that on subscriptions as well. So you get an
oh
extra
wow.
5% off on subscriptions and you can reuse it. But as far as like recommendations go, if
Yep.
you're into like a medium roast and you
Yep.
don't want it dark, you don't want the high acidity coffees.
Hmm.
Especially for espresso, our house espresso blend
Okay.
is probably the
That's
one I
right.
would I would go with.
Yep.
Um but for single origin, like medium roast, if you're not
Uh-huh.
into the crazy or higher acidity coffees, both of our Guatemalas I think are fantastic. The
Okay.
San Antonio has like a milk dud
Hmm.
caramel aspect to it, which has been really really positive feedback after like 20 days of resting on that one. As far as our light roast, right now we just have a little bit of our higher end geishas. We have two
Okay.
geishas on the menu right now. We just ran out of our Ethiopian buncho, and we hope to get some more Ethiopians on the menu very soon as we're going to get flooded out there soon. But yeah, that would be probably where I would. Those are I think the kind of the two on the menu that I think have been standing out lately.
By the way, do you offer like free shipping to?
Yep. Yep. Free
Okay.
shipping over 60. We're
Okay,
trying to,
$60. Okay.
yep, we're trying to figure out for green beans, try to make that
Okay.
happen as well. So we have to do some figuring out to see if we can get free shipping on greens over a certain tier.
So
Um,
$60, you're looking about what, 3 bags then? Three
yeah,
or
typically depends. A
okay.
lot of people are buying more of the 2 and 5 pound bags now. I mean,
Okay.
because especially the cost per price is dramatically lower when you start getting into the 2 5 pound.
Okay.
Um,
So Bryn sent me this 2 pound bag. I mean, this thing is I mean, this is our go-to coffee in my house. Okay. Everybody likes it. That's it. I mean, they only drink this. They're not a big fan of your light roast because
yeah,
my wife and kids, I mean, yeah, they do Americano and some milk-based drink there as well. For me, it's more light roast person, but yeah. But I mean, I think it's 5 pound. 5 pound is a better value for that, right?
yeah, the price per pound for the customer is a lot better value in the 5 pound. And then, typically, storing we're a big freezing fan
Yep.
here as well. Kind of keeps coffee fresher longer. So, I always would recommend kind of buying the bigger bag, saving some money,
Hmm.
uh, and then even dosing out certain bags and putting them in the freezer, for a
You
while.
know what? I mean, that's what I do
Yeah,
because since I'm using the hopper grinder,
yeah,
as you can see from here, and just just feel it beginning of the week, like I do like this. Actually, it's all gone. This is it. So pretty much whatever leftover, I put
yeah,
that into my deep freezer.
yep.
Okay. Yeah.
How are you liking the Firenzato? What's been the latest opinion on that
Oh man.
for you?
Okay. I mean, if a price not an issue, this
Right.
thing is
Yeah.
spectacular. By the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially going by weight. And I mean, I wish there is a cheaper version of grind by weight grinder. Okay. I mean, as this quality of it, because everything is just so fluffy, and
Yeah.
you can actually set the grind, the bite weight, right? 19 gram, 18 gram doesn't matter. Okay. And they give you exact dosing amount. So,
How
and
does your
I mean,
family like it? Are they using it? Do they like
oh
using that or?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
because I mean, watch this. I just put it in here, press the button right there, and then it's really fast. You see that the pulse?
Yeah.
It's not
It's waiting.
quite there. Give you a quick pulse to get you the exact 19 gram. Just get you there. And there's some gram by weight, just stop. Okay. Like zero point 0.1 gram shy of it or zero point 0.1 gram over.
Sure.
But with this grinder, just right above.
Yeah.
It's all fluffy.
So you would miss it if it went away, basically.
At home, definitely.
Yeah.
At home, definitely. So again, I mean, a lot of people out there thinking about buying grinder, right? There's a lot of grinders. Okay, a lot of fancy grinders. Single dose. They're fun to use. I mean, for us, it's fun, but for family, my wife and kids, I don't think they're gonna like it.
Yeah.
They gotta measure out 18 gram or 19 gram every single morning. Come on, no,
Right.
they're not into that.
Exactly.
I think that's the most coffee drinkers, right? I mean, that's 99% of people,
Yeah.
out there, except you guys. You guys are watching my channel. I mean, you guys don't care about, they don't care about single origin as much as we do.
Right.
Okay. They want some good coffee in the morning. Just I have this nice Americano and just go to work. That's it.
Yeah, that's
So,
why I love the X blooms. Where if you're in a hurry, we
look,
want some coffee before
yeah.
we go to work here. The quick throw one in there, come back a couple minutes later, and it's all set. It's kind of there's a convenience times for convenience, and then
Mhm.
times kind of for more personal being with your coffee for sure.
Okay. So, someone, again, new to your roaster,
Yeah.
let's say 3 bags. So, you do recommend what? Espresso blend?
Well, it depends. Yeah, 100% depends on what they're looking
Okay.
for.
But I
So
mean,
our lighter, sure.
people don't know
So if you
about coffee.
Sure. If you don't know about coffee and you want something, we'll talk more about the fruitier
Yep.
coffees. Our
Yep.
Colombian Merino is
Okay.
amazing. I think
Yep.
that's one of the gems on the menu.
Yep.
Blackberry, fruit forward. It's
Yep.
honey processed.
Yep.
So that one, I think you've had that one recently
Yeah.
as
Yesterday.
well.
Yep.
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 And then that would be a great one if you want something more,
Okay.
chocolatey, caramel. Or if you have two Guatemalas, I think are great
Okay.
options. Liquid amber for the dark roast, especially with like milk-based drinks. If you
Yep.
want a more affordable coffee, the same roast level, a Neapolitan is probably one of the most affordable coffees out there. I think we're doing it for, it might even be like 13.99 or $14 for 12 ounces as well. So
Yeah. I mean,
um,
that's a good buy. That
yep.
is a good buy.
Yeah, we might have to raise prices on that a little bit. We'll kind of see what inventory, for the next
Hmm.
mixing round goes when we mix those blends. But right now, I think that's a sweet deal, especially if you get 2 to 5 pounds.
Do you impact with the tariff happening right now?
Um, yeah, well, not necessarily. I think we are
Okay.
getting direct from Colombia
Okay.
the past weeks, and we haven't had
Okay.
any issues on increases from
Okay.
previous. So we're just getting like FedEx vacuum sealed from
Okay.
Diego's people,
Yep.
and without any really increases yet. So we haven't seen anything from Colombia side. Um, and a lot of times it's really the green bean suppliers that are kind of dealing with
Hmm.
that too. We do direct maybe two or three, but most of them are through distributors. Like we use Royal Coffee, Royal New York as well, and a handful, about 20 other ones too. So they're mainly dealing with that, and we're kind of just we're kind of just paying whatever the price is basically, that they figure out.
And okay, so by the way, so do you do anything besides coffees in your business?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
we sell glassware.
Yep.
But our espresso paper filters is probably 20-30% of our business.
That's right.
Um,
Let's not forget your paper.
no, that's huge. We have
Yeah.
three more dies coming, hopefully any day
Okay.
now. I
Okay.
think we're up to like 13 or 14 different sizes on espresso
Hmm.
paper filters. So
Yep.
we're one of the only ones that will measure pretty much every semi common basket and get a perfect size for the
Yep.
bottom and or top, and different flow rates, different papers, 909s, Chemex, hand cut. So we're pretty much all in on the customizing for every basket out there.
Okay. So what's the benefit of using paper?
A handful of benefits of the paper would be a little bit more clarity, especially in like lighter roast.
Yep.
Um, it does eliminate the appearance of channeling at the bottom. So if you have an issue where your puck prep might not be on par, or your grinder tends to spray a lot of the coffee at the bottom, it does prevent that from spraying as much. You still are going to have the channeling. It just
Hmm.
kind of hides that a little bit. There are some cholesterol studies, yeah, that have only had a handful that it's claimed to reduce cholesterol. I'm not 100% sure on that. So people are doing it for health reasons as well. A lot of times they'll put it under their screen, or they'll replace their entire puck screen on top with a top paper as well to keep their group head clean. So there's
That's
some
right.
levers,
Yep.
strikemen, they don't want that kind of coffee to come back up there, so they'll use it to
Hmm.
keep their group head clean. So cleanliness is another option. Clarity,
Yep.
cleanliness. Sprays the kind of spraying from shots as well. So there's a handful of reasons, but I pretty much use them every shot now.
I mean, you're Lick Rambert. This is second shot of it. I mean, look at the
Yeah,
just
it's
color of
gorgeous.
it. I mean, it is.
That's right.
I mean, again, if you guys like crema and big, nice contrast, it's nothing like Okay, so I try a lot of coffees before. Okay, a lot of coffees throughout the world. I mean, you know, I cannot find better crema than Brent's Liquid Amber.
Yeah, yeah.
I
There's
mean,
something unique about the liquid
you
amber
know,
for sure. Let's see what you got. See if you can beat Dylan's latte art here.
no, not today. I mean,
Pretty good
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Nah, I'll take that any day.
Yeah.
No, that's
So,
great.
so I'm gonna give it a quick sip here. I mean, I do one sip in my channel.
Yep, just one sip.
Man, the whole milk with
Yeah.
dark chocolate. But sounds like infomercial right now for Good Brothers Coffee here, guys. Okay, if you are listening, it's more like infomercial from Good Brothers Coffee, but it's not. Okay. Again, so I mean, this for me, this is comforting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
not nice cappuccino in the morning. If not, nice black coffee. Okay, I mean, this is. I feel like this is more like your core. Okay,
Yeah.
I think you do really well with your comfort coffee.
Yeah.
But
100%.
so when did you decide to start bringing your fancy coffee? I mean, so what's the decision that what? Okay, I want to
Yeah.
bring something fancy coffee like geisha. I mean, when
Sure.
did you decide it?
Yeah, well, we like to have every option on the menu, whether that's,
Mm-hmm.
cold ferments, light
Okay.
roast. We're experimenting with some ultra light roast as well, dark roast.
Yep.
Um, so we want to have an option for everyone, and we try to pick the
Mm-hmm.
best coffees that fit in that category,
Okay.
and then rotate those out. So I think the seems like the more the demand is kind of
Yep.
getting more and more in the lighter roast. We'll never probably stop doing dark roast. We'll just probably improve on it as much as we can.
Okay.
But we just want to be able to provide every single option available for every kind of type of
Mm-hmm.
coffee drinker is what we're about. So
I know. So I mean, so you start with the micro roaster, right? So you start with
yeah,
your basement, way back
yep,
when.
that's right.
So now, I mean, you are employee what, 3 people right now?
Yeah, yep.
And
Yeah, two mains. We have
yeah,
one part time at
yep,
around 20 hours a
yeah.
week, and then Sal at full time here now. So Sal works here 5 days a week, which
So by
is
the
which
way,
is awesome.
I mean, you guys seen Sal on my channel all the time. Okay, Sal, and he used to living in Tucson, working for our local roasters, but now finally he moved on to Michigan with the Brent at this point.
Yep. From
And
Hawaii to blizzards,
that's right.
basically.
Yeah, Hawaii. Yeah. So now, I mean, I mean, some of you already know Sal, but yeah. So Sal is working for. So what is your future for you? Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to grow. We're trying to drink better coffee.
Mhm.
I feel like with kind of the help now, I can actually grow the business. So
Mhm.
my side is going to be more of the growth and development. We're trying to do more and more private labeling,
Okay.
which has been great. So I think as soon as we are able to kind of grow 2 to 3x,
Mhm.
we'll be able to get more equipment, buy more coffee, sample more coffee, and just kind of provide a better experience, throughout. So now that we actually have help, instead of me bagging and roasting and everything, I can actually grow the company now. And so the plan is to expand more now that we have the help here. So that's kind of our short term goal.
Okay. What's the advice to someone out there? You know what? I want to start roasting. I want to start open up a roaster. What do you recommend? Okay. What are your advice to these new people?
Well, I think you should jump right into the home roasting
Okay.
ASAP because it's
Okay.
basically a low bar to kind of get in there.
Mhm.
Mm. And it's fun. It's probably the most fun when are selling to your family and friends
Yep.
and get that. You're gonna grow as you do that. You're gonna grow every single aspect of your coffee as
Mhm.
well. So you might learn what you like, what you don't like, and then kind of it's almost a representation of you that you're kind of presenting. So as far as like the business goes, it definitely is a tough one. I don't think it's getting any easier. But you have to be creative and you have to roast, great coffee, and you kind of have to stand out in a
Mhm.
particular niche typically. But yeah, I think you got to go for it, especially at the home side. That's kind of a no brainer. And then as it grows, if you are successful enough to where, you at least have to, we're still so small, but if you
Mhm.
are have to grow a little bit more, it starts to become more the business side. And then it's hard to keep it as fun as when you first started, you know. And to hire right away, basically, even if you're breaking even, I would hire right away to kind of help grow.
Okay. So let's say someone enjoy home roasting.
Hmm.
Okay. I feel like I got it down. So I want to start up a micro roaster business.
Sure.
What do you recommend to these people?
Yeah,
Which
100%.
roaster to get? Which roaster is the
Well,
best entry level? start making some money?
Yeah, so the Coffee Crafters is a great, I think,
Hmm.
roaster. You could do decently well with a 3 pound machine, doing 8-minute batch sizes on that.
Hmm.
I think that's 4 grand or so. That would probably help you get started. As far as like business side goes, it would be better to have extremely high end coffees. Um, uh, you'll be able to get to, you know quicker, um down the road. You'd be able to have
Hmm.
a little bit more profit margins instead of like the commodity, like $15 bag. It's going to take a long time,
Yeah.
I think, to kind of make a lot of money, that way, and to
Okay.
grow your business. The quicker way is to do extremely high end coffees, and you
Mhm.
charge a little bit of a premium for, compared to the commodity type coffees. That's to be the huge difference. So you start to see that. You see a trend of a lot of the roasters coming in there to kind of specialize on higher end coffees. 10,
Mhm.
$15, pound their cost, beans. And they make more money. They definitely get a niche of, kind of high end specialty, coffee, um, uh, buyers, which I think is great. So kind of having a niche, and going from there. I think what makes sense more about the commodity, kind of more commodity,
Mhm.
84 SEA scored
Mhm.
coffees, is that you have to do a lot of volume, and you don't really
Yep.
have that luxury, with a small 3 pound roaster. Um, or whatever you end up getting smaller to kind of expand, grow. So you're almost stuck for a little bit until you're doing, 40, 50 pounds at a time, where you actually can, make some decent money when you're only making, $2 to $4 a bit, let's say, if that's,
Okay.
your margins.
The roaster you talk about, is that air
Mhm.
roaster or drum roaster?
Yeah, so Coffee Crafters has a fluid bed air roaster. So
Okay,
it's
air
just,
roaster.
heat coils in there.
Yeah.
And then they came out with newer versions. I think the past year and a half, that had better insulation. Completely, automated as well. I think Prometheus is their
Mhm.
protocol, that they use. So we can have on the newer roasters, which you do plan on getting two 18s
Mhm.
here,
Mhm.
hopefully this year. You can have like in between batch protocol settings, where you hit a button and that type of stuff, and they're typically a third of the cost of like a Diedrich, and like, I don't know, a tenth of the cost of like a Loring. So to start out, like these machines, I think are great. But yeah, I mean, Lorenz would be fantastic as well for us. We would take that like in a heartbeat. But yeah, you definitely can get, pretty far, with kind of some air roasters out there. We like
Okay.
air roasting. It tends to be
Yep.
a little bit better on the darker
Yep.
side too. It seems to be kind of we think it's a little bit better on the air roasting on darker roast as well.
So what Brain's talking about this roaster high end like Stronghold or Loring or Daedric. I mean those roasters are like 50,000 and plus.
Yeah,
Okay. Easy. I mean Loring, decent size, you are looking at 100K,
yeah, and then install and all that fun stuff.
all the fun stuff.
Yeah,
But
yep,
but what Brain's talking about is an air roaster, the
yeah,
fluid bed. And I think the entry to Vary is a lot lower.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's only about what? Less than 5 grand, right?
Oh yeah, you could probably buy a used one for like 2,200, and you have a
Yeah.
3 pound roaster. You can do three
Yeah.
pounds every like 10 minutes. Uh,
Exactly.
with
And then
Yeah, with a 220, standard kind of, dryer, plug in. You hook up a vent out to your wall, and you're
yep,
you're kind of in business for the local farm market, type of
exactly.
regulations type stuff. Yep.
Yep. The farmer's
But
market would be great.
yep. Yep, and then when you obviously jump up, you need a food grade facility. If
Hmm.
you're actually selling to consumers, not locally, cottage laws type stuff. But yeah, it's definitely a low barrier, I think, nowadays, which is why I think you see so many roasters. It's just which ones survive after 3 years, really, I think, is the difference.
I think you are the one of success stories, over the last 5 years for sure. Because
Yeah,
not,
and yeah, well, we made it over 3 years. I think that's kind of
yep.
the turning point. If you're a roaster and you're actually, we're able to pay people now, which I think
Hmm.
is kind of surreal for us
Hmm.
here. So we have more responsibilities now to even grow even more. So it's not just, me roasting, bagging, and shipping out. But
Yep.
yes, I think 3 years is kind of the timeline, I think. Let's see here. Kevin says, can you ask Brent if you can put the AeroPress Premium filter cap on the AeroPress Clear. AeroPress premium filter cap. Ooh, I don't think that's gonna work. I can try that though. Here,
If you guys are just joining us, we are talking to Brent from Good Brothers Coffee this morning. All
I think
right.
this is what. Let's see. So you
Mhm.
want to see if you can stick the metal one on here? Oh, it does. Actually, really good. Interesting. Yep, it does fit nicely. Yeah, pretty snug too.
So, what'd you do?
So I use the AeroPress. I think it's a stainless
Yep.
steel, the premium,
Mhm.
and I put it on the AeroPress Clear. Um,
Ah,
and it actually works pretty good. Because that plastic has you can actually tighten it, and the plastic will bend a little bit. It holds it in there
yeah.
pretty solid. So yeah, if you want to just buy a cap, um, for the standard AeroPress, you can get the metal cap
I mean, a lot of
on that.
people are, especially nowadays, they want to stay away from the plastic.
Sure.
Okay. So, I mean, airpress is all plastic, even though there's a BPA free, but, still. Okay. That's
Yeah.
nice to know.
Yeah, I definitely love the AeroPress glass.
Mm.
Yeah, I use it pretty much every day.
So, by the way, so what is the upcoming coffee is again?
Yeah, so we
Uh,
have a Ecuador Geisha coming out
mm-hmm.
right now. It's out right now.
Okay.
We have about 11 coffees coming out. We have some really clean
Okay.
co-ferments from Kawa, not the roasters, the
Okay.
farm. We have 4 coffees from them,
Mm-hmm.
like blueberry cotton candy.
Okay.
It's pretty incredible. We have more watermelon coming. So I know we
Okay.
had like the watermelon. We have some like coconut lemonade co-ferments
Okay.
coming. We got 2,400 pounds of Brazil coming. A new Brazil's coming out in a couple months. Two Diego. I have a Diego Geisha coming out. We
Okay.
have an Ahi Bourbon from Diego, which is
Okay.
fantastic. That's replacing our lychee. Um, I'm sure I'm missing 3 other ones. We're working with Coffee Quest. We just ordered
Okay.
a coffee from them, so we are gonna get stacked up here very shortly. So we're
Oh,
excited
wow.
to kind of get some amazing coffees coming out soon.
I mean, that is exciting, by the way. By the so Brain is we have the Hun 15 coupon code, so make sure to take advantage of that as well. But the coffees Brent mentioned, I mean, this is pretty much you are going to getting same green beans from same producer. Okay, doesn't matter which roaster. Okay, doesn't matter if you are buying from Say or DAC, and everybody uses the same producer. That's what Brent is using. So I mean, his quality of beans are pretty much the same part with anybody in the world. Okay, and that's for sure. All right. So, I mean, that's exciting time, buddy. I'm really looking forward to trying those
Yeah,
coffees out for sure.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Couple questions in
Hmm.
here. Co-ferments, do you find at lower temps and less agitation avoid? Oh yeah, for sure. Co-ferments and those fruity flavors, I typically you can do a couple things. One, grind coarser, less brute, less contact time, but they do extract typically a
Hmm.
lot quicker and easier. So lower temp, grind coarser, less contact time. Those 3 things would be options. If you're getting kind of too astringent taste, if it's too extracted, but typically they just and generally extract a lot easier. You can drink them sooner. I think. I don't think you need to wait as long,
Yep.
like a wash coffee. You typically be dive into the co-ferments. They kind of taste the same
Hmm.
throughout. Um, uh, you know, and this is now the co-ferments might change next year. They'll be maybe completely different. Um, but yeah, so that's one question on there. But yeah,
I mean, that's partially because I had your watermelon. It's
yeah,
been I've been using for last what 2 months. Okay. I mean, still holding up,
hundred
still
percent.
holding
Yeah.
the all the tasting notes is all
That's
there
right.
still. It's not as pungent as before,
Yeah,
not as strong, but still has a very nice, aftertaste. I mean, your core fermentation watermelon, it's not like wine type, okay?
yeah,
It's all not
yep.
clear, yeah, cleaner
That's right.
than
So our goal, I mean, we don't want co-ferments out or any coffee where you are sick of drinking it after a half a cup. Like
Yep,
that's really the question that we ask is, are we excited to drink this
yep.
again? Can we have more than 1 cup in
Hmm.
a row of this? And if the answer is no, then it's always a pass typically. So we that so typically when you get, especially when Koffermans first came out, we've
Hmm.
had experience on Koffermans on the menu
Yep.
as well that were like this, where they're just too pungent.
Yep.
They're too pungent. We typically, the solution for us is to roast them a lot lighter,
Hmm.
to kind of reduce that fermentation type taste on there. So we'll do even like ultra lights on some of our
Hmm.
Koffermans, which we are enjoying a little bit better.
Okay.
We're also doing a lot of mixing to where, let's say you have like a clean coffee, we'll throw in like 3 grams of a co-ferment and then make like kind of your own blend
Hmm.
at home. So like that watermelon, for example, I'll put watermelon with our like
Hmm.
our medium roast espresso blend, and you'll get those fruity nuances surprisingly stick out, quite a bit. They kind of change out the whole dynamic when you're kind of sprinkling them and use them as a like a it's like a little extra on your coffees. It's kind of interesting.
Okay. That is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
Especially
gotta.
especially if
Yeah.
you have a half a dose left,
Yeah.
right? If you're doing espresso, there's 10 grams left, and then you're making like a pour over, put maybe if 5 out of the, 15 grams in there as a co-ferment and kind of make your own little blend.
Oh, sounds good. Hey, I'd like to
Yeah.
have you on maybe next week,
Yes.
and with a different coffee as well.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get Sal on here.
Exactly. We're gonna have Sarah
Yeah,
on. It'd be fun.
for
All
sure.
right, buddy.
All right.
Brent, thank you.
Take care. See you guys.
So
Bye.
that's a Brent from Good Brothers Coffee joining us this morning. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay, I'm trying to have more roasters on upcoming weeks. I think we had Jiun from BNB last week, so I mean that was fun as well. But yeah, I'm trying to have some more roasters on, share their experience, share their coffee. Okay, guys, I'm gonna see you guys next time.